Amir was your ordinary kid. He loved watching TV, enjoying going to the movies, but most of all, and his favorite, and quite literally his passion, was video games. So it was a surprise to no one when he announced he wished to pursue his dream by working in the video game industry. This would normally be the point in the story where I would explain that it's difficult to get a good job in the industry, and that he would have a lot of hardship and be very difficult, and a lot of discouragement along the way. But that ain't the case. Amir was lucky enough to get a job at one of the biggest publishers of all time, EA. Although it was exactly what he wanted, it was not what he expected. Similar to the movies, what happens on camera and what goes on behind the scenes are pretty different. Long hours, boring monotonous work, and no creative freedom at all. That was just a typical day working at a major publisher. The sad thing was, Amir is quite talented, and was even put on major tasks. He would actually go on to help make Command & Conquer Red Alert 3, considered one of the last good Command & Conquer games. That being said though, the passion he showed just went unnoticed by EA, which was more focused on making money. Sick of his creativity being blocked, he consulted a buddy of his, Gavin Simon, who had also had a hand in making Red Alert 3, and both of them had decided to quit and form their own company. The funny thing is, instead of it all just being big talk and not doing anything about her, they handed in their resignations in August 2009, immediately after they got to work forming their own company that would be based off creativity. The name of the studio would be called Supergiant Games. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I found nothing anywhere where they got the name of the company. So, just saying. Oh well, moving on. They figured it would take more than two people to start a company in order to survive, so they broke one of the biggest rules in business. Running a business with your buddies is the quickest way and easiest way for a business to actually fail. But they did not give it a second thought and continued on starting with their company. Even after all the rule breaking and freedom, they did not have the Wolf of Wall Street level of money. So Amir moved back and home with his family, which I'm sure, as you can imagine, made his father just pleased. Or maybe not. And to top things off, they were working in their father's living room until they were financially secure. With everything set up, the work actually started to happen. They realized they did not want to be like the devil company they worked for before, so they really wanted to focus on imagination. Everything in the game has been hand-drawn on a vibrant art style, an interactive narrator that will respond to every action the player made, and whose voice who just so could give Morgan Freeman a run for his money.
The dead? The dead ain't gotta worry about this mess. Our world, she's done. But there's a way to put her back together.
And to top it off, an amazing soundtrack. But more on that later. So after all this hard work, the game, now named Bastion, was released on May 2011 on Xbox 360 and later come to PC and iPad. And it was an instant classic.
I dig my hole, you build a wall. One day that wall is gonna fall. Gonna build that city on a hill. Gonna build that city on a hill.
Long story short, it did great. Now, to the relief of his father, they were able to move out of Amir's dad's living room and into their own office, and even hired more people. Now it was on to their next project, and they decided they wanted to do something similar, but not the way major publishers do it. They wanted a game that had the same feel as Bastion, but a completely different story, and even more focused on the game mechanics and story. The game they would be working on would be called Transistor, and should be a PS4 exclusive. Now the thing with smaller video game companies called indie studios, bigger companies might sometimes try to gouge the smaller companies for money. Just a tiny bit, though.
Lebowski, Bunny says you're good for it. Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the fucking money, shithead?
Yeah, something like that. But Sony was showing complete support towards all indie studios, so that easily made the jump to Sony that much easier. Don't worry, the Xbox fans were completely understanding and not upset at all. Or a tiny bit upset. But after years of work and much anticipation, Transistor was released, and I think you and I both know how well she did.
always have a plan. And now, you have something more.
Another classic from Supergiant. Better story than before, deeper gameplay, and a soundtrack that could make Adele tear up.
I can hear, oh, I can hear. Think I'll go where it suits me. Moving now to a country with everyone, oh, everyone. Before we all become
Supergiant is a truly amazing company, and even after all of this, they have decided to put Bastion on PS4. Whatever they decide to do in the future, I'm sure it will be amazing, and I know I can't wait. Thanks for listening, and hopefully there will be more crap on the way.